from the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Welcome everyone to the Esports Club Community Cup presented by LG Ultragear, powered by Intel and Crucial with our broadcast partner Loco. Now, here in the Community Cup, teams from across the South Asian region have been playing in the qualifiers, and now we have our top 8 teams decided who along next week will be playing against each other moving forward in this double elimination bracket to get a share of the prize pool of 1,50,000 rupees. I'm CCV Joel alongside OG Lores Chicken, and we are bringing to you the first set of matches in this Community Cup. OG, my man, how are you feeling today?
Well, I'm feeling ecstatic. Like you mentioned, it started off with that single elimination qualifier, right? We started the tournament off with Risk, and hey, that's the team that we're going to carry forward throughout this tournament, because as you're going to see, we have a couple of bamboozles hidden behind the bushes. For example, there's only 2 teams that are going to walk away with hard cash, and those are the winner and the runner-up. So every team here, they're going to be eyeing for a slot at that grand finals to at least make it greener for that day. And a lot of these teams that we have on our board right now, we have the top 8 from whoever registered, and that is what Metal Esports, ROG Academy, Prime 5, Lethal Esports, Only Friends, True Rippers, Paradise Esports, and of course Revenant Esports, who last but not least, but are the heavy favorites to take this cup home. It's going to be a journey, and considering it's a double bracket, you have the upper bracket, you have the lower bracket, we're all in for those storylines, baby, so let's get it rolling.
Absolutely, yeah. Speaking of the double elimination bracket as well, as soon as it is possible, we'll bring up the bracket so all of you at home watching can see the fixtures that are lining up right now in the upper bracket quarterfinals and obviously down in the lower brackets as well. And right now we can see our first match of the day, Metal Esports up against ROG Academy. You will, I presume everyone would notice the one that is against the name of ROG Academy. That is because of the fact that yes, it is a best of 3. And unfortunately for Metal Esports, due to unforeseen circumstances, they couldn't play the first map. So it was a forfeit victory for ROG Academy. Therefore, we will be resuming with the second map right here, right now. But before that, before we talk about the matchup, before we talk about the best of 3, the maps, the players, all of those, right now we still have other matches. We've got Prime 5 against Lethal Esports and so on and so forth. That'll be our next match. But so far, yeah, the match at hand, and the veto is also in front of us. Icebox will not be seen. That map is over. So we'll be starting off with Ascent. And OG, I have to say, Ascent, I honestly believe it to be everyone's favorites. What are your thoughts with this being map number 2?
Well, the fact that Metal Esports pick it at least alludes to some level of comfort, right? I guess you take what you get in a circumstance like this. Due to unfortunate circumstances, like you said, map 1 had to be a bye, and it had to go the way of ROG Academy. So it seems like such a hard-fought battle, and here's why I feel so. Metal Esports recently are going through a couple of changes. They've lost one of their star players, that being Rossi Curran. So with his departure, the team now fights to stay relevant, fights to find new form and new face. This could be the perfect platform for them to do so. Let's head to the agent select though. Ascent, we know that a KO is very, very popular in these waters, and we're going to get it from either side. The Jet not really subbed out. KGSat's really strong towards that B side, so you will be seeing what looks like a mirror composition. It's gonna go down to the nitty-gritties now.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be about the minute adjustments the players will be making. And you talked about Medal Esports in their roster as well. For ROG Academy, I believe this is the 3rd edition of their roster. Could be the 4th, but I think this is the 3rd one. I haven't seen the players and their performances so far. So for me, absolutely, it's going to be the first showing that these players have. And I do not think that they'll be disappointing a lot. So keeping that in mind, yeah, if they've already made it to the playoffs, you know, if they're already here in the double elimination bracket, goes to show that they've had to fight their way through the round of 32s, 64s, 128s, and now they're here against Medal. So without any further ado, very, very soon, we'll be starting off the Community Cup. Valorant is back here at the Esports Club. You know, we've had tons of other esports titles going on even right now. You know, make sure you are subscribed to the Esports Club. We have so many more competitions going on, and which will be taking place later, tomorrow, day after. But Valorant is right here, and I'm all here for it. OG, take us through round number 1.
Well, the personal round seems like a setup towards mid from the side of Medal. They're not going to be anxious towards B whatsoever. In fact, they want to try splitting towards A. They have information on the B push courtesy of the turret, and now they make their way through short. Vexy with his drone enables a little bit of aggro, and Buster's going to be trying to cover for the rotation, but the real action is going to be in towards side. Dozer, shock dart to delay on the entry. He's going to try and work off the information from his teammates, but Vexy's found himself in a brilliant position, and he doubles up with Buster. Doctor, though, that lineup was so beautiful. It took Batman down without him knowing what hit him. And a 1 versus 3. Buster, his teammates light in waste, as he needs to grab a lot of pieces together to solve this puzzle. And it looks darn near unsolvable.
Truly, I mean, Buster, the position he finds himself in, stranded all by himself towards Gardens. He isolates a gunfight, but Zuko, excellent stuff, hides behind the turret, protecting himself from a couple of those shots. And then the turret firing away alongside the classic meant that Buster just had no chance of winning that duel whatsoever. And even if he took that one gunfight, the thing was that, yeah, it was just such a terrible position he was in. You know, like I mentioned, he was in Garden. None of his teammates were there. Didn't have the spike with him. That was all the way in the bomb side. The doors were closed on him. It was just bad overall. So Medal Esports, they've lost the pistol. Still not the end of the world by no means whatsoever. This is going to be the eco round, however, and all of us can understand why ROG Academy have a significant advantage in round number 2. It's because of the fact that they have opted to invest a couple of their credits, to spend a couple of their credits, get those Spectres, get the full armor, and it's already paying off as Ghost gets the opening kill onto Badman.
Yeah. Ooh. Ghost, the Spectre, so close, shreds through like cheese. Damn, could be on for it. He's willing to put on a show, and Buster yet again being the last one to survive. They're feeding this to Ghost verified. They want the verified ace, doink, and oh,
it will be.
As it switched to the Omen, I was like, okay, dude, that is actual salt, and I did not like it, but good job, RG. Get the ace, but more importantly, they do it in somewhat of a clinical fashion, right? They lost only one member, if I'm not mistaken. And Medal Esports now in the investment, so they have the chance to derail.
True. Medal Esports, finally, this is going to be the chance of retaliation. They're going in 5 rifles, full armor, except for Tricky. But regardless of that, they are going all in. The entire team now only has 300 credits remaining. So if they lose this round, it's going to be a big blow to them economically. But they shouldn't be looking to lose because they finally have the advantage of the guns. ROG Academy also know it. That's why they're pushing forward quite aggressively. They managed to get one trade. That's another for Tam. A double grab Spectre looking for a third. He does find it and he goes back successfully. This Omen came quite literally, not from the shadows, right in the faces of Medal Esports, and he dealt damage. And ROG Academy amplify that damage. With 3 members surviving, they win the round, take the guns, and just take all hope away from Medal Esports.
Wow. The fact that they were able to exploit that close range fight so easily without that Killjoy playing any kind of relevancy in the ability to fight back, it cost them quite a bit, didn't it? You also had Tricky towards mid, who was getting barraged upon by B main. A very, very hectic situation that Medal find themselves in, and ROG, perfect in their ability to push and commit to what they know is the right fight, because the inferior weaponry enabled them to be lethal at that range. And yet again, this exploitation towards mid from Metal, but this time they upped the pace a notch. They're finding the entries, and it's Ghost Verified who goes down with that Sheriff shot and the rotations. Oh god, it is gonna be very crucial for Tamao not to go down here. Yeah, they are. They anticipate this kind of rotation, and they're not going to expect Tamao to be anchoring this deep towards main. It's all going to be based on his spider senses and his ability to knit through whatever heat is coming through this blanket. This Metal are wrapping around this ace site.
Full on execute from the side of Metal Esports now, but they still don't know about Tam, who's there in A main. He can swing wide, he gets one, goes away, kills the person planting the spike, buys enough time for his teammates to swing by, but Doxer isn't going to have a pretty time. None the same for Savage Yodha. Both of them are going down, and before you know it, it's all down to the solo member. That's going to be the Killjoy. Swings wide, a very brave attempt to go for such a peak, but now it's going to be a win from Metal Esports this time. I wouldn't say that they caught ROG Academy off guard. Definitely not. I think ROG Academy were predicting something of like an unexpected push towards the A-bomb side. That is why Timo was in that wine corner. It was just that Metal, great job from their side. They end up winning so many of those gunfights, especially while they were executing onto the bomb side. It led to just an unprecedented win that there was no way they were giving that up.
I think it went down to that warm rotation, you know, they were on it, they didn't really budge. Their commitment now towards this B side, it's a straight on rush, and Metal Esports, they fancy a good chance of this considering Verified is on that operator. It's gonna be easy to dislodge him from a position like this. They need utility though to pave their way to victory, and that's why they lose the initial fight. Oh no, the triple setup, and it's semi-revealed. They're not gonna expect a Killjoy in towards the back of the side. Tamao comes in at the nick of time. It's still a 1 versus 2 though, and Badman needs to come up clutch. Quad kill is required. A slither of HP. And he's gonna take his matter to the wind all the way towards the A side, and Savage Yoda considers a fake, but he's played a phony. Has the HP, but Badman has another trick up his sleeve. Is that gonna be enough though to make such a monumental place tick? The plant wide open as day, and Badman needs to choose his timing, and he only gets one chance, one opportunity to make this count.
Yeah, Yodha, investing all utility now, only has the fragment remaining. Badman swings wide, gives his location away, and the fragment prevents him from pushing forward, but he can still peek.
Stick.
Oh, Savage Yodha was sticking it, not giving it away, and it's a headshot. He lured Badman in, the time was ticking down, and Badman had no choice but to swing wide and see what exactly was going on with the spike. Was it being diffused? Was it not? Well, in doing so, unfortunately lost his life. Can't blame him, a single HP on the man. But a great round nonetheless from both the teams, as a matter of fact. From ROG Academy, Zuko on the Killjoy, holding down towards that boathouse, getting the double kill in that corner, was one of the most necessary plays the team required, and he ended up delivering. As for Metal, we already talked about Batman, we already talked about the kills he got. He used his ultimate, he went to the A-bomb side, planted the spike, got a couple extra credits. In the end, unfortunately, just couldn't get the job done fully.
Yep, Blades versus Blades though. Are we gonna see the Jet v Jet? Ghost Verified already trying to stance through mid, and Zuko sent Tricky back to the Fire Nation. Scarred and wounded. A man disadvantaged as well for Metal. Considering their forward position, you might consider it a decent trade, but again, they have nothing to make use of this position now with. Losing that Jet, they lose a dive, and right now, Badman, he's been bailing Metal out from these kind of situations far too often. But how much can a Soul Man do, Zuko? Oh, he's not aware the drone just doesn't clear the corner. No, Doxer. They could have gotten that frag, they could have gotten that kill, they could have gotten this round, but yet again it slips through their fingers, and Metal Esports are looking to grab their second on the board.
They may just, Ghost Verified location given away. He used his ult, can't pick up the Phantom onto the Frenzy. Great headshot nonetheless. But that's that. That's the end of it. Metal Esports, the A executes are really working out for them because they have every part of the equation covered. They rotate over from mid towards catwalk, then they move from gardens. They have a couple players situated in A main as well to prevent what happened the last time they executed on A. If we jog our memory back, we remember that Timo from the side of ROG Academy hid in that vine cellar corner. This time Medal prevented that. This time they had someone on the lookout for that. They cleared that corner, then they executed, and you obviously had Ezzy, towards Market winning that gunfight, and which was just really unfortunate from ROG Academy. You should have checked that corner as the Sova with the Owl drone. You put your teammate's life at risk and it didn't go your way. This time as well, Zuko is going to be the opening casualty. Granted, it's a thrifty round from the side of ROG Academy. They have still spent a couple of their credits. We did see a couple of Stingers, Sheriffs, Spectres. So they're looking to get a couple of kills, but the round still heavily favors Medal Esports because of 5 rifles and full armor on them.
Here's the thing though, look at the play from Medal. They're trying to split up and they're trying to play off the rotations and timing of ROG, and this enables ROG to then get these individual pick-offs. Goes verified. That was so close to hitting, and that could have been the opening. ROG, they're sensing a hit towards this A site. They've gambled away from B, and their call so far seems to be pitch perfect as Medal commit their own rotation all the way from attacker spawn now towards main. And with these close angles being held, especially from Tamao under Hell, it's possible for them to be very lethal
30 seconds left.
in their quest of defending the site and defending objective. The recon isn't going to reveal because it's all off angles that ROG are going to be playing. And now with their entry, Vexy running headshot onto Tamao. That's the play denied right there, right then. They try to make more approaches, but every piece of utility set perfectly by Medal to deny this kind of aggression. Vexy, that might just cost his team. The Vandal on retreat as well.
Yeah. Well, it is a 2 versus 2. Both the defenders are coming in from the same angle. That's going to be heaven. The drop down is going to be very risky. They need to isolate a gunfight, and Badman definitely is a target. He is on pretty low HP, around 40 or so. If they can spot him, that is the question. Buster gets the sound cue, wins one duel, and what happened from ROG Academy? It wasn't them who isolated the gunfights. They just gave away 1 kill for free. Yeah. I mean, Sova isn't really doing much. Is he AFK? He hasn't moved.
I think he's maybe looking for... Yeah, I think he might have just disconnected, so...
Yeah.
Drop an F
Oh,
in
that's
chat.
unfortunate.
That aside, let's focus on what happened in that specific round. The A-side defense, that is exactly what ROG gambled on. You can see Tamao there, he just TP'd into his own smoke. He got instantly obliterated by just the WK warriors of Medal Esports, who knew that they had to make a move and who knew that there's a timer on their head. So they didn't hesitate whatsoever. There was presence towards Garden and there was presence towards Heaven, but that was well isolated with the utility. And there was no way that even get a frag without risking a lot, which in the context of the round prior, it being an inferior buy would have made some sense. But if it's not meant to be, sometimes it ain't. And at least for that circumstance, ROG now gonna be 1 round in the lead. But because of that small disconnect, it changes the picture. Medal have to reset themselves. After winning the round prior, sure, some people believe in momentum, some people don't. But one thing I believe is, when you're in the zone, a pause is the worst thing that can happen. And this could impact either side. So, we did talk about ROG initially, right? But I think that we can now glance over Medal. Because Medal, a team that has stuck in for a little longer, has somewhat of a history on Ascent. So, they got 13-1 by Enigma. And that was close to 2 months ago. Alongside the same lines, they came close when they went up against Valor, 14-12, but they had to bow out. The only map that they won against any team on Ascent, in fact, is Revenant Esports. And yeah, this was unfortunate if Doxer isn't able to join back again, because with the way this is going, it feels so neck to neck, right?
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, keeping that in mind, absolutely, I have to agree with you that all the players have to be there. We know that both of the teams, they have been suffering from a couple of those issues early on. Obviously, we had the unfortunate forfeit from the side of Medal Esports in the first map because, again, unforeseen circumstances, one of the players just wasn't there. And then from the side of ROG Academy as well, they've also had a couple of issues with electricity, with internet, I presume. But all of that, right now, hopefully it gets resolved. As of now, the player performances, I have to say, they have been quite on point, from both of the teams. Really, they have been stepping up. ROG Academy, you've got Ghost verified, the only person to have double-digit kills right now, 10 kills. And on the side of Medal, you've got Ezzy as well, 7 kills. So all of them are really performing. One thing is, you would argue that someone like Tricky on the side of Medal, who is playing the Jet on attack, only having 3 kills as the dive agent, as the entry fragger, isn't the best. But when you've got teammates who you can support, who you can rely on to get those entry kills, regardless of what kind of agent archetype they play, as in if they're playing a controller, initiator, doesn't matter, you can take some of those risky peaks early on. Even if you die, you've got your remaining 4 teammates to help you out. So it's still very, very early into the match. I'm not going to say anything a lot about poor performances or all that. And we still have so much more to go. The side swap is obviously there. That certainly, for every single player out there, shakes things up. No matter what kind of context it is, no matter what map it is, the teams, the region, side swap is always a big randomize, and you never know what's going to happen from that point forward, from round 13 onwards. But for now, we're still in the first half, we're still in the middle stages of the first half. As a matter of fact, the economy, the credit economy, and the ultimate economy also matters a lot. In the previous round, we spotted the Hunter's Fury being used from the side of ROG Academy. It dealt a bit of damage to the players of Medal Esports, especially since they were trying to bottleneck all of them from A main, like 3 members were pushing in. So the Hunter's Fury definitely dealt damage, got a bit of information as well. But towards the end, it just unfortunately didn't transpire into a round win. And that is exactly what ROG Academy are looking for. They had a really good lead early on, but since then Medal have been clawing their way back into this matchup, and now only a single round differentiates both of these teams.
Yeah, for sure. And I kind of get your understanding and your worry there, at least in terms of Trixie on the Jet, right? But in my opinion, especially on the attack, right, the dive bomb, getting the kill is not as important as getting that information and enabling that gunfight, enabling the trade so your team can get the ball rolling. That's where opportunities arise, and that's why you grab your W's where you find them. So at least in the context of Trixie, the few times that he's died, flashback to when the bonus was on the side of ROG and they just rushed W key B main and they found Trixie towards mid and they just gunned him out of the Spectre. So those are things that your Jet's not going to anticipate because he's already trying to focus on getting real estate, and circumstances like that could surely throw your mental aside. That's again one of the small plus sides of having a small break like this, right? During a break like this, players really don't get to talk much to each other. You don't get to make strats and stuff like that. You have to be silent, you have to be in your mojo, and you have to be feeding into getting into your zone. So a reset like this hopefully might bring about better days for Medal. Sometimes it's a blessing in disguise, ain't it? Especially when the start isn't going that great.
True. A break like this can have a major impact on the teams, positive and negative at times. So for positive, obviously, like you just mentioned, OG, dealing with any issues that the teams were facing during the previous couple of rounds, overcoming all of them, rectifying the mistakes, and just in general getting better, making sure you do not make those same mistakes again, otherwise it is going to cost you a ton. But in the negative terms of things, for example, right now as we're seeing that Doxa, from the looks of it, I guess he doesn't have like electricity or internet, one of them, it does take a toll on you as a team, because then you start worrying that if he cannot come back for any reason whatsoever, what do we do from that point forward? Can we survive a 4 versus 5? In this instance, I get it, it's the upper brackets, and right now you do, and all teams actually have the safety net of going into the lower brackets, but the problem is you still don't want to go in the lower brackets, especially not if you're ROG Academy, who are a map up in this BO3 after what happened on Icebox after Mental couldn't play that map.
Yeah.
So you definitely don't want to give this lead away. You want to move on forward more so than ever in a cutthroat tournament like the Community Cup is, because of the fact that only the top 2 teams will be getting prizes. You know, the runners up, the team in second, they'll be receiving 50,000 rupees, and the winners of the Community Cup, they'll be receiving 1 lakh rupees. But otherwise, unfortunately, for teams 3rd to 8th and so on and so forth, they will go home empty-handed. They will get experience, which is a major reason why so many of these up-and-coming teams play the Community Cup. Do you know, get experience in a broadcasted environment with administrators, with other teams of similar caliber. In such an environment, they get experience, but you still want to go home with something after so much effort you put in. And for ROG Academy, it will be heartbreaking if because of some internet issues, they can't move on forward and they may have to play like a 4 versus 5.
Yeah, it could be the worst. And talking about experience, you know, you guys at home shouldn't be shy from trying to get the best experience you can while you're in the game, while you're trying to pop those heads and take those W's home. So while you're at it, go down to the description, check out the peripherals and the products that our sponsors have to offer to you. LG Ultragear is some of the best monitors you can get out there. Intel, bound to get your frames and bound to get your games back in the bag. Crucial for some of the fastest SSDs you can get out there. And of course, scan the QR code down below for your own can of Red Bull. And who can forget, broadcast partner logo. I think it's going to take the players maybe another 5 minutes. So we'll be back right after a short break, ladies and gentlemen. Till then, enjoy some nice beats and get some nice soup maybe, because this is going to be maybe a long affair.
Yeah. Alright, and we're back into it right now. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Community Cup. Well, right here, as you can see, it was a very, very sudden, call out from the players. They came back, everything has resumed, and we're back into it. So, for the time being, from the side of ROG Academy and Medal Esports, it is going to be Medal now, who are at a man deficit from the looks of it. But God Vexy gets an excellent double kill, and that is going to be Badman securing things off, even though they were in a deficit. They still take the win.
Yeah, big disadvantages, big plays you need to make to take that W. And that was a stars aligning there for Godvexy. He had the perfect read as well. He knew that the aggression through defender rotation is still not out. So good game sense, good fortunes on his side, and that enables Medal to get that equalizer. I think I have to mention the fact that now Easy is going to have such a nice trump card, right? He has his ultimate up and running. When the buy round does come in fruition, what ROG are doing with that retake is not going to be that effective. They're going to have a lot of utility deny, and that's going to be a problem. Let's see how ROG cope. Oh, what? Was that a one tap?
Ooh, maybe from the sound of it. But regardless of what it was, again, yeah, it is going to be a very difficult round for ROG Academy to get through. It is just going to be Sheriffs and Inspectors on hand. And Medal Esports, they have such a huge advantage right now, not just because of the guns, but look at the positioning. Savage Yoda finding a bit of retaliation. Timo jumps into the bomb site looking to find someone. He misses Badman, who goes right past him. It's going to be a shuffle between the two Omens, and it's going to be Badman who comes out on top. And overall, Medal Esports, another very, very quick round from their side, just flood into the A-bomb side. They got a couple of kills, only lost a single player, plant the spike, and that's the round done and dusted. The lead is with Medal.
I gotta love how confident they are as they dive in. It's a trend that's helped them so far in this attack. They've also managed to show a lot of resilience in their ability to just change the pace, right? Throw back to that Thrifty round where they came so close to losing it. And that was the same round the disconnect happened as well, if I'm not mistaken. So small maneuvers that help them take a small edge on this map. And if you're a Medal fan, boy oh boy, it's going to be a long night for you, because you not only need to win Ascent out, but you also need to then go to the decider map 3, ROG Academy. Let's hope that they understand the significance that this lead grants them, and they translate this into a swift 2-0. When you leave games like this to the wind, and when it goes to a map 3, things start to get a little uncomfortable, and when it doesn't work your way, that's when things start to get desperate.
True, and from the looks of it, looks like another unfortunate disconnection. It's from the side of Medal Esports from the looks of it. So, yeah, we're back here. It says it's one round caster desk, one round caster desk. This doesn't feel like a cast anymore. It feels like an analysis video where we play a certain bit, and then we come to the caster desk and we analyze. So, you know what, OG, good for us. We're getting analyst experience right now. But no, jokes aside, from the side of Medal, the good thing is, if I have to, pun intended, analyze what has been happening for the past couple of rounds, they have been improving tremendously. They didn't start off on the strongest foot, no matter what the reason be, because they had to forfeit the first map, because they just weren't playing well, etc., etc. Doesn't matter. They were down a couple of rounds, but the fact that they have made such a good comeback so far, and not only have they made a comeback, but they've taken a lead against ROG Academy, goes to show that definitely things are looking on the better. And if we continue with that, as we start forward with round number 10, everyone is back into it. I think Medal Esports, definitely it's going to be a good half from their side. They can now look to equalize the half by potentially getting 6 or perhaps even more rounds.
Yeah, looks like they're gonna go back to ye old faithful, ain't they? They're gonna go back towards that mid control. It's been a position that's been relatively hard for them to contest. And now, with that overload, they stand a chance. No utility to block them, and the utility from Badman to give them a little cover on their entry through the market area. And Easy's found the first kill. Doxa, there's no way he can push a smoke like that. Zuko's just bit the dust. It's raw gunfights that Medal are interested in taking, and they're winning it as well. This is criminal. Finally a rebuttal, but still a 1 versus 3. What can he even do from a position like this? Okay, 2 players towards main. It opens up a chance. If he's able to isolate God Vexy towards side, and he's sending in the owl drone.
Oh,
The bullet that bites sends him to the dust first. Nonetheless, 6-4. ROG Academy slightly losing control here in this first half.
yeah, ROG Academy, I don't know what's happened from their side. They had such a good lead, but from the looks of it, things are not really going their way. Even looking at the player cams right now, it's all serious faces from this point forward. They know they are in just a little bit of trouble. And on the side of Medal Esports, well, for the time being, we can only see God Vexy. But he looks amped up. He looks ready for the second half and for the final rounds of the first half to be here as well. Because Medal Esports, they definitely have this advantage. So, starting off round number 11, this is where the lead can be taken away entirely from ROG Academy. Once more, look at that. 3 kills in their favor. 3 kills going for Medal, and ROG Academy have nothing. Just 1 killjoy. That's gone from the side of Medal Esports, and it has only been 15 seconds in the action phase. 3 defenders have died, and the attackers within 30 seconds now have already planted the spike.
Of course, this was a half investment coming out from ROG. Understandable, but not excusable at the least, right? Looked like they were the ones who might exit the half with a small lead, or heck, even an equalizer. But it's dimming out. Let's go for a couple of trick shock darts, but nothing is gonna find connection. And ROG looking for a slight resurrection. They need this round, CCV. They absolutely rolled from the get-go. Then they got rolled in between once Medal understood how to pace themselves very well according to the control that they then get. When they get control of mid, they pace themselves to then make a better decision on whether to split market or towards tree. And we've seen them work both out brilliantly and it falling apart. But they've been the wiser one to learn from their mistakes to some extent. And a fast commitment towards B. I assume that mid might be the name of the game. God Vexy trying to get the tag on a Doxa, but Doxa's gonna make his way back. Little does he know, Trickster's waiting with the Blade Storm, and there is no escape, my friend. The cavalry is far, far away, and Trick, he gets that opening right click. Good, but what the easy da? What? Flash, perfect peek. Oh god, a 1v2, a lot of bamboozling, but this is yet again on the shoulders of Tamao. I've seen him work his position brilliantly at the A side, but now, when the cards are against him, this could be the play. Oh, the drone, he could play it fast. He gets off the drone here, Vexy, needs to take the fight. They're doing this 2v1, they're not giving him an isolated fight!
Oh my god!
Double. My god! The paranoia! And everybody's hair stood still like Tamao. Because cool kids do not look back at explosions.
Switching sides.
Boy, when all hope seemed lost for the side of ROG Academy in this round, when Medal, managed to convert this 2 versus 4 into a 2 versus 1, and ROG Academy were on the brink of giving up the entire half 8-4, Tamao stepped up. And just that spray transfer, my oh my. Yeah, gruesome, a perfect adjective to describe it. So, side swap is now here. Medal Esports still have the lead and they would look to continue it, but their journeys with the pistol and the anti-eco rounds haven't been good. They lost the previous pistol. This time, if they shake things up, if they win this round, it's going to be a big advantage for their side, but I don't think ROG Academy is going to let them do that. Anyways, let's see how this round progresses nonetheless.
Position discovered and he's nowhere close to falling back. He still find himself the double though, and ROG Academy find themselves in the back end of this trade as the mid crunch does not favor them whatsoever. Medal Esports, they're gonna try and play a retake setup towards B potentially, but Buster with an all-important frag on a Zuko. Mind you, Zuko being that Killjoy had a lot of utility to lock down and maybe work something off these numbers. But right now, it needs to be a miracle play from Doxa. He's trying to push spawn. And the low Killjoy is more than enough. That is heartbreaking there. It seemed more than doable, more than reasonable for that 2v3 to actually work, because we've seen more heroic plays from ROG. And Metal slowly but steadily racking up and making a sizable lead.
I still can't get over that kill that Tricky got. One bullet, two bodies. That was really something. But now, Medal Esports, this is them paving the way for just an all-out victory against ROG Academy. Because the thing is, Medal have now won the pistol. This is their anti-eco. We can spot Spectres, Marshals on their side. ROG Academy, obviously, they have to save this round. HPs are low, they don't have a lot of utility, their positioning isn't looking good as well. And Medal Esports really, very, very soon, they'll be getting a total of 9 rounds, building and extending the lead even further. So this is the question that has to be asked, that where are ROG Academy standing right now? How can they come back from this? How can they start building upon themselves as they did when the match started, as they did when Ascent was go? Because right now they really are struggling, and they have been struggling for the past couple of rounds.
Yeah, oh, Tamao, his own position used against him, dude. That's actual sad. Man, disadvantage tumbling and tumbling. And of course, this is a no investment round from ROG, so they're not gonna be worried as much giving this round away, but the rounds that they have to give away are slowly... Ooh!
30 seconds
Alright, Batman just got a slight kiss from Zuko. But that aside, rounds, not really a privilege that they have in map 2 anymore, right? Medal are just 1 round away from double digits. And that's even potentially on the back of them winning a bonus. So that could kind of improve the pace at which they're marching towards victory by quite a bit. But as it stands, ROG, their opportunity to fight back, and I think it has to be on the back of mid control, doesn't it? That's something that Medal have been exploiting in a very, very subtle manner, and they've been trading it in between exploiting mid and playing it slow. Otherwise, they try to focus towards main and sometimes even commit a bum rush. So, mid should be the name of the game.
And mid control as well. There has been so much back and forth with that. We see trades taking place towards A main. So the defenders, Medal Esports, they're not shying away from pushing. But in doing so, ROG Academy, they realize maybe they're giving up the B bomb side. Unfortunate, unbeknownst to them, that is not the case. The Killjoy is still present on B. The Sova can also swing wide. Swarm grenades are there, preventing ROG Academy from pushing forward. The smoke doesn't allow them to see, and they cannot continue with this push. Absolutely not. They'll be going in blindsided into the bomb side. And yes, they make the smarter choice. They realize that yes, boys, we did invest a lot of utility into the B bomb side, but we absolutely cannot push this smoke because we don't know what lies in front of it. How many defenders are there, the positions they're holding. So it has costed ROG Academy plenty of time, but ROG, 4 of them are still alive, the man count is still there, and now they're looking for a second awakening. Now they're looking for a second execution.
They made sure that the utility is disposed of in the first time of asking. Now, no swarm grenades, no killjoy. Thank you very much, Buster. It's all on Vexy, close range. Spectre! He finds the double. 2v2. This is what ROG were playing patiently for. They have the weapons, they have the position, they have the objective, but they need the play. And yet again, it falls down to what needs to be a miracle. Could have been a double for Zuko. Not that easy, is it? Medal still take the dub. I understood what ROG were going for there. They wanted a late hit towards this B side. The swarm grenades out the picture. The turret quickly disposed of. The drone quick to remove the Sova out of the equation. But removing from the equation is one thing. Ignoring from the equation is something completely different. He was not fully removed yet. He was just put in a different position. And I don't think they accounted for that as much as they would have wanted to. And it's costed them quite a bit. It's costed them to beat 5 rounds down. It's costed, it's given Medal the opportunity to take us to what we didn't assume would be a map 3, right?
Right.
Yeah. This is where the sweat starts, my friend.
Shadows
Oh, definitely Medal now. You know, they've got the Odin. Buster gets the opening kill. Tricky with another, and ROG Academy. This is just complete whitewash from their side. Oh my god, hear that. Just, that is paranoia in of itself. And that's it. That's the round. How quick was that, OG? Was that like 24 seconds or something? And the round is over. Medal Esports take another. ROG Academy, we get it. It wasn't the best of buys from their side, but yeah, they tried to brute force their way in the B-bomb side. Not a huge success. And now they're really just hanging by a thread right here. Medal Esports well on their way to go to the final map of Bind, to go to the decider map and potentially move on forward. ROG Academy, from the looks of it, yeah, pressure is absolutely getting to them. Full on panic.
Yeah, a new round, hopefully a new ROG. This strenuous comeback is just that. It's a marathon, it's not a race, and Doxa has gotten ROG starting off on the right foot. One frag with the Marshall. The door closing goes verified's lurk through mid-markets already discovered by that alarm bot. So they'll have to do it on their own discretion and risk if they want to commit any further, which they choose not to, as it's still a 3v3. Oh, this could be big. This could be big. They spotted out, but the recommitment on Zuko doesn't serve him well. Vexy with a double, and this man with an Odin just does not seem to relent. Badman takes care of Savage Yoda, and that is map point for Medal Esports, ladies and gentlemen, on the verge of coming back into this best of 3 series when they had to forfeit and bow out of map 1 due to issues far beyond their control. They controlled whatever they could, and darn did they do it well.
Here.
I mean, they have been really doing well. And absolutely, they have completely shut down ROG Academy. One bit of hope for them, I guess. They've got 4 ultimates in this round compared to the 2 that Medal possess. But still, if your man count is just distinguishing by the very second the action phase starts, the ultimates as well aren't going to matter too much.
Oh my god, oh my god, get absolutely dumpstered. Ha!
Yup.
Odin v Odin Salt.
Destroyed.
That's what we wanted. Well, the push towards me though. I'm sorry, there's a lot of personal salt.
Oh no, yeah, this is why I was going to say, like, this is why you never buy the Odin. No, stay away from it. That's a curse. That's Pandora's box. But right now, Medal Esports,
wait, is that Omen off angle actually gonna work?
Problems.
Look at the position for Badman. He gets a double. What? They unaccount for this? No. ROG.
Oh.
That is done and dusted. ROG put under the carpet and swept away.
One enemy remaining.
Send packing to the hills to map 3. Cause this is unforgivable. And it's done and dusted.
Defenders win.
Too easy.
Medal, proving their metal.
No charges left.
Against all odds, they make a statement. 13 of 5. Holy crap. Yeah, Vexy, we see you. If his shirt kind of reminds me of the Champions bundle, you know? The Champion bundle shirt. You top rank on the server, you get the glowing shirt. How cool.
Is it in-game shirt?
I hope you get a real life ticket. I'd never say no.
Okay. Okay. No, I haven't. But anyways, you know, it's just the players themselves, and Vexy, you know, he may not have the exact champion shirt, but he's definitely a champion on top of the world right now, and so are Medal Esports, because theirs and all of their fans, all of the hopes and aspirations are well within the rights to be back up and running. Why? Because again, if you're not completely up to this matchup, and you know, with all that's been happening, Medal had to forfeit the first map. They just didn't have players. It was unfortunate on their end. They had no choice, but everyone in their side was ready for map number 2. They came into the server, they played, and they played their hearts and their minds out. I mean, 13-5 after being down 0-3. They shut down ROG Academy, and that is the term I'm going to use. They completely shut down their opposition. They gave them no chance whatsoever to try and build upon what they had been. So excellent map from the side of Medal Esports. They take Ascent, and now the decider map is what remains, which is why I've said that, yeah, Medal Esports now, from being down a map after forfeiting, well within their rights to take the entire best of 3 for themselves.
Damn, that's a statement and a half, dude. I'm itching to see the replays because there was a lot of moments, especially in that first half, where ROG had more than a fair share of chances to get a couple more rounds under their belt, and they let that go on the wayside. Cool. It was a 7-5 half. All right, done. What did they do from there on out? Their attack, especially when you talk about mid control and how you slow the pace down, wasn't as flamboyant. In fact, whenever they went for mid control, they weren't really able to sustain themselves in such a manner where they made it to that 45-second mark with at least somewhat of a tangible game plan in mind. The only round where that even came close to happening, that got cut down short because of Godvexy's push with that Odin, the absolute salt shaker, and he demolished people at range, mind you. So, unfortunate, but also a very good effort from Medal. They made a very strenuous comeback, and I'm thinking, is that pause in those first few segments kind of gave them a little bit of time to reset? Okay, let's relive the highlights because it's been a game and a half, and it's been quite a while. So yeah, in case you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, ROG Academy bowing out of map 2 after they get a bye in map 1, and Medal truly showing us the metal they got tested with.
Truly. Now, from the side of ROG Academy, makes you wonder. Now that we'll have a bit of time between map number 2, Ascent, that just got over, and the third map, which will resume very shortly, the little time that they do have, what is going on in their calls? What is going on in their comms? What are they discussing, and exactly what do they have to work upon? Honestly, for me, the gunfights was a big factor. Many times, OG, you even highlighted the fact that Medal, they just like to go for these raw gunfights, like no utility, nothing matters, angles, crosshair placements, none of that. You just push in, you take a 1v1, whoever has the better mechanical skill, they'll end up outgunning the opposition, and so many of those times, that is exactly what ended up happening. Now, mechanical skill, especially individual mechanical skill, isn't something that you can work upon in a timeout, really. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of practice in other aim improving softwares as well. You play deathmatch, all of them. So that's really not something ROG Academy can do between these two maps. What they can do is just have better positioning and really have better situational awareness, because there were these instances where they just weren't entirely aware of what Medal were doing, or even if they had the slightest of idea, they didn't have the full picture of what was being planned, and that's why, in a sense or so, they end up getting caught off guard and just bodies dropping down by the wayside.
Yeah, in the context of the attack, yeah, that's very prevalent. It felt like Medal, when it came down to the retake situations, they were so fortunate. It didn't feel like in those 2v2s and those 2v3s, they gave as much of an inch. And the trades were so well put together. A lot of credit where credit's due. And in the context of this matchup, now, we're looking at a map 3, right? This is a Medal Esports who are looking to rejuvenate themselves. They've lost one of their star players, and they're trying to find new face. We also have ROG on the other side. They've not been together for quite as long. This is a team that's still trying to find its own blend. So this kind of game is gonna help them really root out those small flaws, because right now timing and X factors are kind of what set them apart in a decent bit of these crucial circumstances.
Really. So, Bind is definitely going to be a breath of fresh air. I am looking forward to seeing what kind of agent compositions are going to be brought out from these teams. Is it going to be mirror comps? I doubt that on Bind we'll see like mirror comps or something along the lines of that. But yeah, for the time being, I am absolutely looking forward to seeing that map take place. We are going to go to Bind. There is no doubt whatsoever. And this best of 3 has effectively turned into a glorified best of 1, because now the one map of Bind decides which team moves on forward into the upper brackets and which team goes down. It's my favorite statement always to make. You know, best of 5s getting turned into best of 3s, BO3s getting turned into best of 1s, just amplifies the stakes a lot more, and makes, you know, and it makes also sense that for the teams, no matter how much work that they've put in previously, for both of the teams, you know, map 1 and 2, kinda they don't matter a lot. What matters now is looking forward and seeing what happens on Bind. That decides your future, not what has happened.
Yeah, and you're looking forward to stake. Well, if you are up for stake, do scan that QR code and grab yourself a can of Red Bull as well. And while you do so, 13-5, right? This is a very, very dominant showing in that second half by Metal Esports. Now, ROG Academy, the ball is on their court. Sure, you might see the scope and you'll be like, bro, Ghost Verified is not as good as Easy. He's not even as good as Vexy. Nah, doesn't matter. When you are a Jet, the frags aren't really what defines you. And Ghost Verified, I really wish he was set up a little better, especially on the attack. It feels like in a lot of those setup situations when they're setting up to, like, let's say, take mid control, Ghost Verified doesn't get the ample backup that he kind of deserves. So in a couple of rounds, that if would have been a different situation, would have been a very different story. Heck, ROG might even be in double digits in that circumstance. So you can speculate, you can hope, but reality is what sets it apart. And the reality of the situation is we are going to go to a map 3. Let's also glance over the match MVP. I think it should be Vexy, dude. Please, never mind, it's easy. Worthy candidate alongside.
Yeah. I mean, in my eyes, Badman really stepped up. I mean, he had like 20 kills and 7 deaths. And as an Omen, the fact that you're dying so little, and also the fact that you're getting so many frags, almost maintaining a KD of 3, really good. But then again, Ezzy absolutely, he had the biggest impact for the side of Metal Esports early on. When the team was struggling, Ezzy was still performing. And him having a 283 average combat score 100% justifies the performance this man has had. When the night was at its darkest for Metal, when they were down like 3 rounds and they had none for their side, Ezzy stepped up 100%, and as the KO, he kept on going for those kills. His average damage rating as well, 283, like really just through the roof right now. He may not have had the first bloods, but as the KO, you're not really looking for those first bloods. You're more of as a backup option for your team. If your entry fragger during your attack doesn't prevail, or if you just need that mid-round kind of refresher, that's when the KO steps up, and Ezzy fulfilled that role through and through.
And more importantly, being a good facilitator, right? Every time Metal were playing the trade game, playing 2v2s, playing 3v3s, Ezzy was one of the most proactive members of the bunch. And again, being the KO, you have the ability to pop flash, and the pop flashes work so well with KO that you really can't see them coming, unlike any other flash in the game. Maybe Phoenix, I'm giving them a little bit of leverage there. But again, Phoenix, right? Imagine that being relevant. Let's also head to the series MVP, and it should be Ezzy. I'm still waiting for that map 3, man. And Ezzy, if he keeps popping off the way he does the moment, I think he can retain his series MVP status.
Really, yeah. Ezzy, definitely. And even on the map of Bind, I'm looking forward to seeing what does he play. KO, is he going to bring it out again? I doubt it. On Bind, you don't see a KO a lot unless the team has specifically altered their comp, has altered their strat for that. But regardless of that, no matter which agent Ezzy plays, we know for a fact he's going to have a lot of influence over how exactly the entire map goes, and you know how the performance goes for the side of Medal.
Yeah, for sure. It was a hard-fought map, and if I'm not wrong, the last map is Bind, right? Bind is a map where I feel like we might get a same situation of that mirror composition. And I'm expecting Raze, maybe. I'm expecting fast plays. I'm expecting something that's a little more out of the box. And ROG, they've been doing a lot of homework recently. And this could be a map where that homework might come to help them. But Talking about help, a small break would do that as well. Not only for me, not only for CCV, but also for both RNG and Medal. Because like CCV said, it's down at the wire, it's still a double elimination, but boy, oh boy, wouldn't you like the comfort of that upper bracket. A huge shout out to our sponsors, LG Ultragear, some of the best monitors you get out there. If your PC is powered by Intel, well, the games and the fame go side and side. Crucial for some of the best SSDs. And hey, while you're at it, scan your QR code down below. Grab your can of Red Bull. Broadcast partner local, because boy is it getting local up in here. And we're going to take a break from all the madness, and we'll see you on the other side.
We're not got to break just yet. In case we don't, yeah, absolutely. For the time being, you know, I'm really looking forward to map number 3. Let's just continue on that like topic. But then again, I have to agree with you, you know, OG, the fact that we have like the best sponsors right now. LG are here, fastest monitors, check. Intel, the best and fastest processors there. Crucial, fastest memory, 100%. Red Bull makes you perform at the top of your game. Again, you have the fastest performance in the entire server also there. And we have our broadcast partner Loco. Again, best speeds, best quality when it comes to, you know, gaming live streams. And again, the array of games that they have. So many streamers, so many esports and casual games titles being streamed on a daily basis. Make sure you never run out of entertainment. But yeah, for now, the teams are just going to be running back and forth from their own perspective, going over the previous map and seeing exactly, you know, what went wrong, or in the case of Medal Esports, what went right and what they can improve on even further to better prepare themselves for the map of Bind. So definitely, Bind is going to be very interesting. The attacks, the defenses, all of that, it really is going to be something out of the ordinary, because this is where the teams, it's their last stride, right? This is where the teams, they've got to realize they have no backing whatsoever. They either send it 100% and move on forward into the upper brackets facing their next opponents, or they go down in the lower brackets and potentially face elimination after all in such a cutthroat tournament where only the top 2 teams will be going home with prizes.
Yeah. And let's quickly get...
If you would keep me waiting, I would wait a lifetime. In tricky situations, I will be a lifeline. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, no. Keep coming back for you time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the hoops, yeah, baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the hoops, yeah. Baby, I got you, I got you, I got you, I got you, baby, I got you, I got you, I got you. Ocean in between us, still I feel your heartbeat. there's something about you, baby, that makes me feel complete. Nobody's meant to be fighting alone. That's why I'm taking you home. I never felt something like this before, I know. Coming back for your time after time. Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I know I'll never leave you behind, no. Baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. When you feel like falling, I'll be there to prove, yeah, that baby, I got you. No matter the distance, no matter the route, yeah, baby, I got you. 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 Baby, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. And the world is going wild and they
back, ladies and gentlemen, to the LG Ultragear presents the Esports Club Community Cup, powered by Intel and Crucial. Scan the QR code down below to grab your own can of Red Bull, and of course, our broadcast partner, Loco. And it seems to be getting Loco up in this best of 3 as it goes down to the final decider. We go to bind, ladies and gentlemen, to find out who will be the victor between ROG and Medal. Medal surely proven themselves in map 2. They just breezed past Ascent and made it look so easy, didn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And the player performances were great as well. Let's have a look at the head-to-head between two members from both the teams to see how they went up against each other statistically. We have Badman from the side of Medal Esports and Timo from the side of, ROG Academy. And so far from the looks of it, there seems to be a couple of discrepancies with the statistics. We'll look to get that sorted as soon as possible. But overall, not about statistics, OG, let's talk about the performance that they had. Badman, obviously, it was great stuff. Timo as well on the Omen definitely had a major performance. And even now, Timo will still be on that controller role as we head on over to Bind. Brimstone will be picked up from the side of Badman. Maybe he's looking for the same agent. Who knows? So far, Raze has been confirmed from Zuko. So Zuko is going from that Killjoy to a Raze. Big change. Tricky with the same agent. From the looks of it, this can be an almost mirror composition. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it could be. Fade's interesting, so no Sova, and that's been the case for the past few games, hasn't it? From since Fade's become relevant. She's found a nice haven in Bind, and of course we're gonna have that chamber head-to-head alongside what we did predict in map 2, right? We did predict both the sides are gonna opt in for that Raze. Although Sky seems to be the initiator of choice, with Doxa having the Sova in his back pocket. Fade, is it gonna be picked up? What do you think? In a map like Bind, do you prefer Fade over Sova? I still find a lot of value in Sova, but Fade seems like a decent choice as well once you're going for those bootload executes.
True, and in close quarter combat as well, Sova, like the recon dots can really be helpful, but in close quarter combat, Fade's ability to track down the opposition and just toss around her utility can really be beneficial. But regardless of that, we're not done, and we'll be starting off very, very soon with the pistol round. So I'm still looking forward, regardless of the compositions, regardless of what the players are going for. One thing is for certain, it's going to be really extremely entertaining. Starting off the map of Bind, we had already talked about this before we went into the break. This is going to be like, the teams giving it their all. They have been at it. Both teams have been going through a couple of tech issues here and there. You had players who couldn't join. You had internet cuts, power cuts, whatnot. But now we're back into it, and now we can resume. It is going to be the side of ROG Academy on defense. Medal Esports, they'll be starting out on attack, just like the map of Ascent.
ROG, they seem more put together in the defense than the offense, in my opinion. And in the case of Bind, let's see if that's going to be the constant. A push towards B is what's out in the back for Medal. Splitting hookah, you have that boombot that helps you get control, and they're of course going to use that tail blaze to get a little bit of information towards B long as they now start to commit their push. The instant flash, and it doesn't yield a kill just yet. There's Sav. They are encroaching upon Savage Yoda's position from every part of the site, and as soon as those kills come in fruition, ROG firmly losing control of the site and forced to now play a retake.
It is a retake. They do have the Raze and Hookah. That's the one advantage. But otherwise, they are at a man disadvantage. Badman still low on HP. Maybe that can be a factor of importance. Badman is pushed away. Little more HP tag. But Zuko gets caught from behind. And the Brim still manages to get a headshot. It is going to be Medal Esports nonetheless, securing the round win. And it is just the rapid pace at which Medal takes side control that I am always amazed at. Because planting the spike in this round took only 24 seconds. Yes, it's a pistol round. There isn't a lot of utility, but they just rushed the bomb side and they got the spike.
That is crucial. That position there, Savage Yoda really shouldn't have chickened out. The only possibility for them to hold the defense together if they're even if it did, was them to have a little bit of resistance towards long, because Hookah was done. It was forsaken. There was no way that they'd be able to contest that. So that's a hard learned lesson. If you give Medal this much room to work with, they are going to work with it, and it's going to work against you. And ROG, yet again, on the back foot. A shot's not been fired thus far, and it's down to a 5v5 retake. The TP's to maybe try and catch somebody off guard, but Batman's been vigilant to not give away weaponry and makes his retreat. There is, of course, an alarm bot right behind him, and he has easy support through B long. It's all about playing the numbers here and not giving away anything to ROG.
Yeah. ROG. Definitely right now, don't give anything to them because they still have gone for the force buy. So Medal Esports, they may have a chance of losing the gunfights, but no, the chance has been extinguished. The players have been diminished into nothing. It's a flawless round win from the side of Medal Esports. A force buy that ROG went for has backfired. So they had those couple of guns, but now ROG is still going for it. Wait, from the looks of it, looking at their buy, we can spot a couple of rifles. So economically, what is ROG's plan right here? I am intrigued to see that. Because, yeah, they're going for a full buy in round number 3 as well. They lost the pistol, they went for a force. It also kind of didn't work out. Full buy, alright, let's not question it. But they definitely need luck to be in their favor. Ghost verified, flashed and concussed. Has to go back instantly as Medal Esports very rapidly get Showers control, looking to execute even further.
They don't have satchels, so they need to take this raw fire, and that's why Doxa finds the edge. Trade in, easy out. Man advantage, ROG. They're split by utility, and they need to try and play a passive stance. Beautiful flash from Buster, enables him to play aggressive, and this Spectre close range could be an absolute monster, and it is. 1v2 ROG yet again in the back foot, but now they can just take the TP. That Tailblaze is going to give the play away, and that's Medal's call to run away. The duty of this clutch. Savage Yoda, what does he have to do with 2 birds? Caught in the first hop, has a good inkling of where Buster's information is. Nice peek, nice securing of the aggro. Medal, they were reliant on Buster's success, especially when it got sweaty towards that A side. The fact that he's able to push that smoke and find success was the only way Medal stay relevant, because they were losing grounds everywhere else. And they find a little, they take a whole lot more.
Oh, for Medal Esports, you give them an inch, they're gonna take a mile, 100%. We saw that live. Like Medal Esports, the way they took shower control, they invested a breach fault line, a raise boombot, a flash from Sky, and then a trailblazer as well to follow through. They really went all at it. So ROG Academy, they have to be a bit more heavy standing in their early peaks. Right now though, it's a cheap buy from their side. They have Spectres, they have Sheriffs. It's really not a full-on buy. And I mean, yeah, it is there because of the fact that the economy is really struggling. But Medal Esports are really pushing them down to the final member. Doxa manages to get 1 kill, but can he capitalize on it further? No, he cannot. Only a single person falls on the side of Medal Esports. And this is just a deathmatch right here, where Medal Esports, every single round, they boot up, they select their rifles, and within like 40 seconds, the round is over.
This Inferior buy didn't really get the fights that they were after. They tried to force a fight through Hookah, but after that initial fight and the smoke, it just got denied very hard, didn't it? When tumbling down, they need to find form here, ROG. They need to find a round. They need to open their books of success. And look at this, a smart play from Medal. They're dodging that recon towards long. They're waiting for the rotation to be committed towards that A side. And then they're going to walk into a significantly weak B side. Mind you, the B side not having any utility whatsoever. No chamber traps, no rendezvous. They only have the Sova. The drone's not going to get Jack as well. They're just going to hide. Easy.
Yeah, they are. They are just going to hide in Medal Esports. Now, for the first time, they're the ones who are really slowed down. They've realized that brute forcing their way in isn't going to work. But with the spike, they're pushing into the B bombs and they're flooding in quietly, looking to take the kill. Doxer manages that first frag, trades out. That's still one player on each team gone off. God Vexy equalizes the score overall, but ROG Academy are not going to give this up at all. They know Medal are in the bomb side and they're going to fight their way against it. If Medal look to plant the spike, they will swing wide no matter the cost.
Player standing.
Oh, the spike doesn't get planted as well. The Stim Beacon and Buster Sprays all over the place. Goes verified, secures this. And like you said, just that contact play, right? He just walked in. That's all he did. No information relayed over. But ROG, they netted their first round where Medal were trying to improvise. This leaves Medal with working room, and it leaves them with the opportunity to derail any hope, because ROG need to be the one who string momentum together, and for that, Medal have the Tode Force. They have the Rolling Thunder, key ultimates that not only help them get pick off but also real estate. Double satchel. Oh, Tricky does it. I bet it's kinda tricky, eh? It's like, oh my beer.
Nice. Nice one. How many times in the entire Community Cup are you going to be making the sponge? Just on average, like an estimation, for me to get ready for it.
We'll count them as it comes.
Alright, well right
are
now,
they ready for this?
Medal Esports, yeah, they better count their luck because the Hunter's Fury is going at it, and a couple of their members have been tagged. Vexy take the brunt of it, but because of the Hunter's Fury, the side control has been taken by Medal. They get a kill. The spike carrier has been killed, but the spike is going to be planted nonetheless, and Medal are not giving their positions up no matter where ROG Academy peak, be it elbow, be it defender main. They are dying. Ghost verified as the chamber. He turns the tables, he shifts the tides, and he makes everything quiet in the server. But now, it's going to be all quiet in the comms of ROG Academy. The two final kills going in favor of the team in red.
And they did not even have to use that Rolling Thunder, my friend. Makes things interesting. Now they have the orbital strike. So is the ace side what we're going to be looking at? You know, a nice little ulti towards lamps, put off like a nice Rolling Thunder towards side and vibe as you get the ace side and just chill for the post plant. The Medal are looking comfortable doing that regardless. Odds are stacking up against ROG, but they have the orbital strike themselves. They have a showstopper. They have the Tode Post. Goes verified. Is he gonna be the one that's dead in return? Yeah, the fault line forces him off. And now, this is room, which Tamao denies. Good on him. But there's still a minute 20 on the clock and a lot of key ultimates that Medal now are gonna throw at the wayside. That ultimate is darn near beautiful! Easy! Oh, he doubles him! Rosa ult, but he gets pumped down like he is a mango. And they are making this a little smoother. 1 versus 3. Buster might have gone down there, but he makes this at least slightly doable, doesn't he? And it's Vexy. No to pull off big plays.
One.
Zuko so low. TP right in front of him.
Vexy can do this.
Spike on his back. They know. They know that he's gonna make this play. They've made the rotation to already compensate for that fact. And no, God Vexy intercepted. Cool. How does he deal with this? The Marshal. It needs one tag to make this very, very hard for a player like Vexy. Okay, bro. He's gonna let that recon just tag him a little bit. Let's see where it leads him. 15 seconds to another flash CCV, so it needs to be a raw contact play that actually works in his favor. And Zuko don't want to be giving away fights like this, especially when you're on HP like that, do you? And the wraparound.
Over. Yeah, the Sova has rotated over. Zuko, though, not flashed by it.
Oh!
Vexy still wins the gunfight. 10 seconds, it's a Marshal against a Vandal. Close quarter combat.
He knows he's here, though.
Vexy swings wide. He knows where Doxer is. Doxer can't run away. Vexy has to plant the spike. Doxer isn't doing anything. There is enough time. The spike is going to be planted. The Seekers go out. Doxer is concussed, and it's a clutch by Vexy. 1 versus 3. Still has 87 HP remaining, but most importantly, Vexy got the round. He eliminated all of those rifles and the Marshal that ROG Academy had. And the lead has been extended. And the dreams, yes.
They still have 1 round, brother. I'm laughing, but I'm also crying. I don't know what to do.
There.
It's heartbreaking, ROG. Ghost verified yet again, trying to go for that same aggressive stance, but it's not worked out. The amount of utility that Metal just used to face clear this angle. Very little that they can do. Very little. And they have the Seekers here on ROG, so they can be comfortable with retake, but the Jet Airways experience!
Oh.
Bye-bye!
That was really something. Doxer though wins his second gunfight of the round, and he is in U-Halls for the time being, so he can swing wide. But it's going to be the Rolling Thunder from the side of Metal Esports, and now everyone in ROG Academy, or most of them, should be concussed, delays them even further. Seekers are going to be destroyed immediately. They give a bit of information, though the thing is, ROG Academy cannot act on said information. Doxer is having a really good time right now, but the thing is, he is the only one who is bound to serve some more time alive in this round. Only person alive, trying to stick it, as he knows better. As he knows not to peek. Time is running out, and as he gets a beautiful headshot through the wall, he shows to Doxer, mate, you're not the only one who can get a 3K in such an important round. I can do just the same.
Dude, this is, I hope we're not gonna get into a pause again. I did notice that the brim from Metal disconnected. That's an F. That's bad,
Oof.
man. Yeah. ROG though. It's so hard to put yourself in a shoe that they are in right now. 7-1. They started off this best of 3 series with a bye. The map 2, it was more or less like bye-bye. You know, 13-5. Not even a chance. ROG, map 3. We assume that it might be a new phase, it might be a new start, it might be a new day. But it's not been any kinder to them whatsoever. In fact, some would speculate and say this is worse. What did they change?
Could be.
What did they change?
That's the thing, not a lot. From the side of Metal Esports, like in the map of Ascent on their own executes, you know, they were so rapid with them. They were just like completely moving on forward and forward and forward. And the major thing I have always been keen to highlight is how quickly they do it. There's a reason why I say so many times the fact that, you know, in 24 seconds they are in the bomb site, they plant the spike. In 35 seconds they do that. It's because of the fact that that's not usually how it goes in Valorant. No team can, you know, do it so quickly. But for now, you know, we're back on the caster desk right now. As all of you can see, the Brimstone had unfortunately disconnected. But the smile on OG's face, is that because of, is that why we're on caster's desk? Just, you're so happy we're back here. Or is
Like,
that a
I expected
smile
this, so I don't know how to feel
frustration?
about this.
It's the meme where it's a smile in front and behind the person is like crying. Is that meme right here?
No, it's the meme that everything is fine, even though it
the
kind of
burning,
ain't, dude. Imagine if this happened now. This will be damn funny, CCP. Metal kind of got a small chance to come back in map because of that pause, didn't they?
Right.
Now it's Batman who disconnected.
Oh.
So imagine this now. Imagine a kryptonite story, your own stone being used against you. Eesh. Are we gonna see that? That's why I'm laughing. I'm like, okay, this is where the tables could turn.
Yeah. This is, you shouldn't have said it out loud because now God is just changing the story. We're like, oh,
He got to know.
ROG Academy movement. Yeah. But anyways, from the looks of it, seems like, you know, everyone's back. Seems like Batman's back. Let's come back into the game. Round number 9 is right here. Everything and everyone is ready. From the side of ROG, weaker buy, we can spot Spectres, the Headhunters there on Ghost verified, so they don't have the best of guns. But Metal Esports, they are ready for another B take. The B bomb site is empty, except for the Sova and Hookah, so it's going to be a free plant now.
The push though, that was brutal. Zuko finally gets the ball rolling, and ROG, sure, they do not have the sight, the time is against them, but they have the man advantage. Pain shells close, trying to clear Batman, but he still ends up finding both of them. No, that is not the way it was supposed to go. ROG, yet again the momentum sways the other way, and the numbers just cannot be their friend. Wait, what is Tricky doing? He's wow. Report.
Huh. Alright. Well, right now, the side of Medal Esports, I mean, this is like best case scenario, you know? They can have like a 10-2 half. They can already be at double digits going into their defense. So, I don't think they're really going to be struggling or they'll have any doubt in their mind. They are in the advantage. All the eyes and all the expectations now on ROG Academy. I think this is with the new edition of ROG Academy, the team was formed quite recently. So this is one of the first showings they must have had in a broadcasted setting and whatnot. They don't want to have this to be their starting front. Regardless of that, they're still firing back. Doxer, this time the Hunter Speedy strikes.
Timing.
Zuko has been doing an excellent job with the crosshair placement. Previous round, he got a kill with the Sheriff. This time, it's another headshot. This time with the Vandal. Looking for more. Nah, Batman shuts him down. And we're back to a 3 versus 3.
Big play from Vexy.
Last player
That was
standing.
crucial control of lamps. The retake's done and dusted. Ghost Verified would be better off trying to save this operator. Save a little bit of hope for your team. Because it's bound to be 9-1, doesn't it? ROG,
Yeah.
with the way a lot of these engagements are going, they're not allowing that operator to come in fruition as well. The utility dump is just way too calculated. And Metal, they're being very conservative with their approach, in the sense that they're not going to take much risk. They're going to try investing the utility. They're going to play more textbook. They're going to let a little more of insurance ride their way to safety and victory, which so far it has. And ROG, at this point, they're going to rely on a Hail Mary play. They're going to rely on maybe Ghost Verified popping off. Savage Yoda hasn't really felt himself as much. We need Tricky to come alive in moments like this. You know, dismantle hope where you find it. Just be brutal.
Revealing area.
You need any hope that you can find. You know, no matter how down the team is, there's still a hope and there's still a glimmer of success. Tomorrow is looking to be that glimmer as he gets a triple kill with the Spectre quad for him.
What?
How has he managed to get 4 kills on a shot all by himself when the members of Medal, from the looks of it, all of them had rifles? Tomorrow, he doesn't care. Doesn't have a care in the world. In the previous map, we had an ace. This time as well, looking to be the same. Previously it was Ghost Verified. This time Timo, not an ace, but still a very necessary 4K that really helped his team pick up those rifles and maybe pick their luck back up.
Okay, whatever else have been there in the past, let's forget them. What's their road back into this now? They have the Showstopper. They have the Orbital Strike. Cool. This allows them to play this mid-round a little more carefully. They need to make sure that the retake is what they're trying to attempt. The utility they have is perfect to bait them in, flush them out, push them into another ulti. That could be the plan. And Batman has his ultimate as well. So with a double smoke commitment towards this A side, they're gonna just let the raise be a dirty little bait. Did Buster get revealed? I hope not, because there goes the party! And then it is Buster busted.
Completely caught red-handed right there, Buster. He's gone. Medal Esports, I mean, more specifically Tricky. He has infiltrated towards U-Halls and 2 members of ROG Academy. They are in the showers, but someone like Doxer, he is watching the defender sponsor. Tricky can't get too much map control without encountering an opponent. And now they know that there is someone, at least someone in showers. Wide swing is right there. And now you've got the ult from Brimstone. It takes Batman with it. And now Medal are really in a troublesome spot. They win 2 of those 3 gunfights. And they have now a presence in showers. Not anymore.
A chance. A chance. Tricky. He does this, he breaks everything that ROG have hoped to win. And that was just one more round. This better hope. I better hope that this has to be a good pistol for ROG.
Switching sides.
I think that's pivotal. If they need to piece their way to a comeback, they need to find form off the bat. I mean, I know you did not believe in 9-3, and I think I've gotten past that point as well, but you also have to,
Thank you.
know,
Thank you.
kind of give it to ROG in the sense that it's been a long game. It's been a game of a lot of pauses. And with the opportunity that arises with such pauses, you get a chance to have a small reset. Now, I'm not jinxing another pause here, but I am jinxing maybe a reset. That's all I want them to do.
I mean, let's see. There is still a lot of work to be done from the side of ROG Academy. The thing is that they're still no way close to where Medal are. Like 6 rounds, that is a big deficit. So ROG Academy, they have to start with how they started on Ascent practically. Win the pistol, win the anti-eco, and ROG Academy end up winning their bonus round as well. That can really shift the momentum or essentially start them to be on that path of resetting or, trying to build back what they have lost. But it's far easier said than done. Let's see, Medal, what their reply is, because they're the ones on defense. From Tricky, it's going to be the boombot and the paint shells being used up towards showers. Everything has now been spent. Everything has now been destroyed. The Trailblazer alongside Sky. Savage Yoda was looking for something.
Just sandwiching this. Oh no! ROG!
That's a triple.
Perfect retaliation. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
That looked like such a well-calculated play by Medal to work around those TPs, and ROG on their turf, they're taking fights on not necessarily their terms, but they're surely winning them. Is this the opening? Is this what ROG needed? I just hope it is. Sure. What do you think, CCV, on this attack? Are you feeling this ROG wrath? Are you feeling the comeback?
The pistol definitely suggests for that. The way in which they got that triple kill in a matter of like 5 seconds or so. But it's just the pistol round. Until and unless I see similar performances in like full buys and anti-ecos, can't really comment on it. But definitely ROG Academy, they are spicing things up. And Medal Esports, this can be the calm before their storm. They have to realize right now that a performance like this cannot continue. They need to end the map as soon as possible. On the map of Ascent, it was 13-5. Right here as well, 13-6, 13-7, something along the lines of that. Should be what Medal are expecting or hoping for. But I don't think ROG Academy will go down just yet, or with that little of a score. I think they'll have a far better fight against Medal.
Yeah. Information yet again towards Shars, and that's been a constant, hasn't it? From either side, in fact. And ROG have dealt with Easy, who's the member who could do the most damage, hypothetically, on the side of Medal in a round like this. Yet they've committed towards that A side, and they're taking fights all the way towards the back of site. They've not gotten control of lamps just yet, and it's causing them to be a little paranoid also. The fake, well put together. And Medal, they find the frags in the gaps. How have ROG let this slip? They didn't force a clear. The utility was just meant to block vision, not restrict movement. And Vexy, talking about movement, has found the perfect moment. If he's able to get the back turned. Boom. That is unfortunate. Like, what else do I say, bro? This was supposed to be an ROGW. It started off very well. But as soon as they gave away control of sight, Medal just started finding form, especially towards Shars.
It was a brilliant bounce back from the side of Medal Esports, and ROG, this has hurt them a lot. Because, as we all just saw, it was their anti-eco round. They had gone for Spectres, they had gone for full armor, and they lost it. And now Medal have the same guns, and ROG are on Sheriffs and Ghosts and Tricky. Was that a fluke, or did he just see Doxo? Like, did he see like a pixel?
Bro. It's called pre-fire.
I mean, okay, yeah. But the thing is, that wasn't completely expected. I guess, he pre-fired it nonetheless. Still, excellent first kill. And ROG lose one Sheriff, lose the Sova. It's only a single initiator now to work with.
And they've doubled up their presence towards long as well. They're interested in fighting. Goes verified though. Finds that headhunter connection. Oh, okay. Okay. They have a couple of guns to work with, and the Breach play up close and personal with that Spectre.
One enemy
And
remaining.
this is just a whitewash. Buster enjoying the luxury of close range, and ROG should enjoy the luxury of a plant now. The mouse on the A side. Nobody to counter his prospects of a plant. And he has the opportunity to play aggressive defender spawn as well, if that's
30
what his
seconds left.
brain tries to put together. Is he trying to go for a Hail Mary play towards B? He is. And they know. Yeah, Metal are expecting it to some extent. He's going back. Yeah, thank God. I was gonna question the play towards B because you don't
10
secure a
seconds
plant,
left.
but at least in this way, secures a couple of extra credits, should have all this utility
Yes.
alongside armor and the vandal if he desires. So it's just gonna try and play within the smoke, see if he can find a connection, and he just did. The tap and the possibility for going absolutely berserk, just out in the wrong place at the wrong time, and Metal inching closer and closer to a dominant best of 3 retaliation, from a first map forfeit to a seamless best of 3. I think you can call this seamless, can't you?
It definitely had like a very minor couple of hiccups for a certain amount of rounds. I think the biggest problem they faced was all the way back in Ascent, the initial 3 rounds, where ROG Academy won all 3 of those rounds consecutively. But since then, Metal has had practically no problems whatsoever. No matter what ROG Academy have thrown at them, Metal may have stumbled a little bit, they may have fallen down, but every single time they got back up, dusted themselves off, and they were back at it and absolutely thrashing their opponents. And for so many of the rounds in the first half, Metal were looking just completely unprecedented, where nothing that ROG Academy did could stop them. They were those like 25-second victories. Every single round was like a flawless win with 4 members alive, whatnot. ROG Academy have improved a lot since then, but they have to improve even further as they try and deal with this execute Metal. As Metal try and deal with this execute, ROG will be throwing their way, and so far he has done an excellent job getting 2 kills with the operator, with the potential for more.
Rolling Thunder and Metal trying to just deal with this right here, right now. Although Savage Yoda, good retaliation, good rebuttal. Buys time, buys numbers, buys a chance, more importantly. On top of gonna
Player standing.
inflict as much damage, and that was an unfortunate play from Savage. No, wow. Orbital strike, buy some time. Has a little bit of time to play with, but again, manpower and numbers are the name of the game, and well handled by Metal. They knew exactly how to maneuver themselves through that kind of a situation, and they were cool about it from the very get-go. 4-12. ROG not looking to beat that day, and they're gonna be praying that the lower bracket is a little more comfortable, because this best of 3 surely has to be a bruise.
Oh, ROG Academy, they will be recovering from this. You know, if you're saying metaphorically, the bruise is going to take a long time to heal, but literally, they will have to mentally come back from what has happened, you know. They were looking quite comfortable. They had the map win on Icebox after Metal unfortunately had to forfeit. They were looking strong on Ascent early on, but then they just slipped and completely shattered a lot of those bones. So, yeah, for the side of ROG Academy, it's going to be a long time. Still, 8 rounds consecutively. I mean, it can happen. Will it? I really don't think so. Let's see how they perform in this round, however, which could potentially be the last of this best of 3. You have Tricky, excellent fragger, who has really stepped up to the plateau for Metal in this round, holding an angle. Against him, same agent, different player, different team. Zuko, looking to keep a hooker control. Buster swings wide, but this time he gets his body completely outed with that ult, and it's ROG Academy who have the man advantage with 53 seconds on the clock.
Oh, he tried to go for the wide swing that verified, but his team does get the trade. Tricky, nice movement, gets himself towards the back of side, towards safety. That TP though is gonna string about this rotation, and Metal, they're gonna hope that bad man can still commit on that hold. Has a little bit of backup now, And that is going to be the intended
30
side.
seconds
A
left.
side, the double satchel in towards default. And it's going to be the plant stuck by Zuko.
Yikes.
The sky opened up. And that is Zuko taken back by the Fire Nation. Man advantage, ROG Academy up against it. Hope is bleak, Savage Yoda could not do more. And there goes the party for Metal Esports. They get the chance to take the dub, to maintain their supremacy in this higher bracket. And Tricky, he's gonna get the defuse. What a cheeky little bugger.
Defenders
This
win.
is a wake-up call. ROG Academy, that lower bracket run, I hope is filled with more flowers, because it's certainly not going to be a walk in the park.
Oh, true. For the side of ROG Academy right now, you know, already being in the lower brackets after such a heart-wrenching performance as this one was, after such a heart-wreck of a match as both the maps were, you gotta realize and you have to feel for their side that, yeah, they definitely gave it their all, just weren't there. I guess maybe it just wasn't their day. They just weren't up to the mark compared to Medal Esports. So definitely for their side, for RG Academy, a lot of improvements to be done, and we'll be seeing how the improvements go. One thing I can guarantee from their side is, yeah, because, you know, they've got so much and they've got so many facilities, they've got analysts, they've got coach, obviously, you know what ROG provides. We know for a fact they will improve in the lower brackets. By how much? That's what I'm looking forward to. And their performance in the next time we see them here, the Community Cup, is something I'm looking forward to seeing as well. As for Medal Esports, it was a bit of a rough day for them as well. They didn't have the best of starts. Again, I'm saying this for like the 5th or 10th time right now. They unfortunately had to give up the first map. They didn't have the players, had to forfeit there. But then they came back and then they stepped up. So for Medal, you know, this is really going to be a lesson for them. No matter how rough the start is, you can always improve on it and you can always come back stronger against your opposition, take the win. And this is a lesson that they'll be taking to the grave every single tournament, every single match that they play from this point forward.
Yeah, and let's quickly head on over to the highlights as well, because that map 3 kind of got over before we even, you know, expected it to. And it all,
Yeah.
I don't know, I could sense a lot of chinks in ROG's defense. There are fights in this game that need to happen in a certain window. And ROG, a couple of these positions on the defense, I don't really think they understood the timing of it. When you take a fight in a higher level, and let's say you even lose it, the reason why nobody flames you is because those are the fights that you need to take for you to have opportunities to contest the round, so that your teammates can then take those 3v3s, can then take those 4 versus 4s, but in far better situations, odds, and times. So I could sense a lot of frustration from ROG. It felt like they did that practice, don't get me wrong, but it didn't feel like they adhered to it.
Yeah, from the side of ROG Academy, it was a lot of improvisation, trying to come up with something on the spot, but the thing was they were getting shut down no matter what they were trying from Medal. Any changes that they meddled with, or any changes or any difference that they had, was still ending up in the same result, and it was a victory for their opponents, more or less, more often than not. So ROG Academy should definitely be looking for a foolproof plan the next time they come on any of the maps against any opposition, you know, be it Ascent, the map we saw earlier, or be it Bind, the map we are seeing right now. ROG have got to realize that we need something more safeguarding us. We need a little more standing there to help us take those round wins and eventually win out the map.
Yeah, this series sets them well in that upper bracket, and honestly, I feel like with this kind of a showing, Medal now looking to be good contenders, right? Alongside, I think Revenant is the team that I'm going to have an eye out for, and throughout this entire tournament, I feel like they're the ones who have a decent edge. Although you have Prime 5, you have Lethal Esports, so a lot of individuals that now we get to look forward to in this upper bracket run. A lot of these players are gonna give it their all. We've seen on so many of these occasions, not only in South Asia but also in Southeast Asia, how those lower bracket runs can get grueling. And yeah, with how this tournament's gonna be, a lot of these teams are looking for a nice spree of W, right? They're looking to have a good green in the calendar, and that's something that they might be able to attain, but it's going to take a lot more, and it's going to take a heck ton of time for us to go through all these teams individually. We have a lot of days on broadcast, so this is going to be a long tournament for you guys at home. So if you are a friend of any of these players, if you are a friend of anybody who might be supporting this team, do drop a hashtag whichever team you support so that we as well are aware. In terms of the matchup though, Bind, Whitewash, the kills aren't really as significant, right? You see players pop off, you see people get triple, you get aces. I think it was Ghost verified in this matchup on the side of ROG, who did end up getting an ace. I still love the movement that we got to see from Tricky. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was nice. Got to see a lot of nice individual prowess from him. And this is a Medal Esports where we saw Vexy come in with phenomenal plays in map 2. We saw Buster from time to time chip in, but again, Buster playing roles like the Breach sometimes needs to take a more passive stance. He's the setup. He is not being set up. That's the difference. And obviously, easy. It felt like on the defense, Ghost Verified did not get any room to make his chamber feel any sort of comfort. And that is rare, right? Normally when you see chamber players with the rendezvous, it's possible for them to get into uncomfortable situations and snap out of it. But it was never the case for Ghost Verified, which might go to the side of ROG. It might work to their detriment. Maybe the setup is required to be more refined. So a lot of places I see this going, but the only play Medal Esports are in that upper bracket. And what a start for the tournament.
Oh, truly, for the side of Medal Esports, 13-5, then a 13-4, they are going to be ecstatic with themselves, and now they can sit back and relax and watch the next set of, or the next trio of upper bracket quarterfinals take place. But right now, we have to look at the match MVP as well. I think I have a very good guess. In my opinion, it's going to be Ezzy. Yes, it will be Ezzy. This man right now in Bind had the best performance. Ascent also best performance. 18 kills, 4 first bloods this time compared to the single that he got. But in this case, yeah, out of 17 rounds, in 4 of them, he managed to get that opening frag, which again means a lot. If anyone watching, if you watch multiple 5v5 tactical shooters, and in every single one of them, the first blood matters so much to the team that gets it. That, the fact that Ezzy was able to get 4 of them overall truly put him in a very influential spot for his roster.
Ezzy's the match MVP, and he's been the match MVP even for the map prior, so it only makes sense if he's the series MVP as well, doesn't it? Kind of is like 2 + 2 = 4, and it is. Series MVP. So far, easy. It feels like his team is very, very well-rounded, so it doesn't even serve justice to some extent, right? Right now, in my mind, I'm thinking, you know what? So many other players from Medal chimed into the same caliber that Easy put on board today. So, group effort, bro. Very nice, evenly spread roster with a good start to this tournament. Hopefully, there are better days to come.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully they don't have issues early on. We can see them right there from map 1, because I wanted to see Medal on Icebox as well and see exactly what happens. But right now, we'll be seeing them later. As we have a look at the brackets, they will be facing off against the winners of Prime 5 against Lethal Esports. Now, that right there, oh, I am truly looking forward to seeing that upper bracket quarterfinal very, very soon. That is going to be an amazing matchup. And overall, the other 2 matches that we have in the upper brackets, Only Friends up against True Rippers, up-and-coming teams against True Rippers, who, the thing is, now we really can't call True Rippers up-and-coming teams. They've been here in the South Asian region for a while. They've had roster changes. Yes, the newest addition, Sai, is there, but still, they are quite experienced, the players and the players who are coming in also. And the next one is going to be Paradise Esports up against Revenant. Really looking forward to seeing that. R&T back into it. So the upper brackets are really looking good. The lower brackets as well. Let's see who faces off against ROG Academy. That right there is going to be a duel of death. So a lot of the stakes will be involved in those sets of matches down in the dungeons.
Yeah, for now, when we glance through that upper bracket, the only team that I see having a big positive, at least with how this year has been so far, is Revenant Esports. That's the only team
Right.
that's actually broken out, gotten big, results under their belt. So a lot of these teams left in that upper bracket are looking to grab significant results of their own. And that is something, ladies and gentlemen, not only the teams, but you have to be waiting for. And the best way to wait is as you hit that subscribe and bell notification down below, so you know every single time that we go live with not only amazing Valorant content, but with the best esports content that there could be in South Asia and Southeast Asia for that fact. So a huge shout out to our sponsors to make this tournament possible. You have been watching the TEC Community Cup, LG Ultragear, some of the best monitors that they have to offer, Intel, some of the best GPUs that, some of the best processors that you can get in the market, alongside Crucial if you're trying to maybe insta-log, but again, they got you patched out. So regardless, helps you load into the game faster, helps you get game faster, alongside Red Bull. Scam your QR code down below, and of course, Loco being our broadcast partner. Do you think you have anything to sum this best of 3 up with before we head out over for the break?
Clean. I mean, it was a bit chaotic, but definitely clean overall and very quick. Not just the fact that Metal Esports, they got 13-5, 13-4, but the executions were really quick as well. And yeah, the best of 3 is over. As OG said, make sure you are subscribed to the Esports Club. Very, very soon, we have our second best of 3 right here in the Esports Club Community Cup. We also have other tournaments, other esports titles going on. We have Rainbow Six Siege Community Cup also going on right now. So if you're looking for more gaming content, we have you sorted. But till then, we'll be taking a quick break. We'll be back later in the day with more Valorant action. Till then, take care and bye-bye.
The legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.